see me on the stage? Okay, I'm going to give a sound check. Hold on, I'm muting the phone. Of course, hold on. Okay, Rivka, my phone is on mute. If you hear me now, you're hearing me through the microphone on the stage. Do you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Do you hear me? 1, 2, 3. It's only what? That's not good. Let me think. It's only Craig's camera. It shouldn't. What? It's going back to your phone? No, my phone's on mute. It shouldn't be. Hold on. Let me turn off my phone one more time. Hold on. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Craig, can you hear me? Craig.
Well, no, she heard an echo of you? Right, that's what I was going to say. Please, I want to listen to it with the headphones on.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. No echo? I'm also listening to it on my live stream, so I'll tell you what I hear. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. No echo? My live stream is perfect also.
Oh, well, that helped.
Please find your seats. We'll be starting in 6 minutes.
I'm trying to do everything backwards here. Stay right there. Oh, people are coming in. Got it. This should be the focus point. Okay, we should be good. Just got to lock it down here. What's that? Yeah. Just have to lock it down. Okay. It's kind of doing everything backwards and upside down.
Whatever we have to do to make it work.
If I had that button, I couldn't see it. I could try to make this outside.
3 minutes and counting. Please clear the aisle. Please clear the aisle. Thank you. Please clear the aisle. Graduates, please head outside to line up. Graduates, please line up. Glenn. Please clear the aisles. We'll be starting in a minute and a half. Please silence your phones now. Appreciate if everyone took the moment to silence their phone right now. Thank you. Please clear the way for the graduates. Thank you very much. Anyone in the aisle, please clear the middle aisle immediately. Thank you. Everyone can please rise. The singing of our national anthem and the Hatikvah. Now my pleasure to call Morlea Silver to recite a Kapilta Tehillim.
Okay, I'm going to recite Tehillim in solidarity with the rest of Achenu Beit Israel. I'd like to choose to say Tehillim Tet Vav, which is a Tehillim about who gets to go up to Har Hashem and who merits being a closeness with God, and all the qualities there are qualities about how we treat each other. Actually, really, they're all about all the different midot people have and the way we treat our fellow Jew and our fellow person. And it is a Mizmor LeDavid, and I'd like to dedicate it in memory of Rabbi Kamenetsky, who certainly personified all these qualities. Just have to find it. Okay, here we go. Mizmor LeDavid, Adonai mi yagor b'ohalecha mi yishkon b'har kadshecha. Holech tamim u'foel tzedek v'dober emet b'lvavo. Lo regala l'shono lo asa l're'ehu ra'ah v'chirpa lo nasa al krovo. Nivzeh be'inam yim'as ve'et yorei Adonai yichabed nishba l'hara lo yamir. Kaspo lo natan b'neshech v'shochad al naki lo lakach v'sa'ileh lo yibod la'olam.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to RYJ's 8th grade graduation of 2018, Tafshin Ayin Ches. It has been our honor for us to work with these wonderful children, and we look forward to celebrating their accomplishments with you today. This time of year, we have the privilege of reading Sefer Bamidbar. As with all the Chamishei Chumshei Torah, Sefer Bamidbar has an alternative name which is used to characterize the Sefer. Sefer Bamidbar is also known and referred to as Sefer Pekudim. In the secular world, Pekudim is translated as numbers, mainly because the Sefer begins with the counting of Bnei Israel and has another census towards the end of the Sefer. However, if one would take the time to explore the usage of the Shoresh, Pei Kuf Daled, and how it's used in Tanakh, one could come up with a completely different meaning of the term and walk away with a deeper understanding of Sefer Bamidbar. The first time we find the Shoresh in Tanakh is in Parshas Vayera. The pasuk tells us, "V'Hashem pakad et Sarah." Here, very often, Pei Kuf Daled is loosely translated as Hashem remembered Sarah. Yet, as we go on, we will see that it has a deeper meaning. A number of prakim later, all the way at the end of Parshas Vayechi, Yosef tells his brothers, "Hakod yivkod Elokim eschem." There, Yosef seems to be alluding to the ultimate geula. 3 different locations, 3 different understandings. So what does the Shoresh mean? Does it refer to counting? Is it another Shoresh for Zechira, remembering? Or is it related to the ultimate redemption? My understanding is that the Shoresh teaches us that each and every person has an ultimate destiny. Each instance in Tanakh alludes to that person's tafkid, to that person's purpose in this world. Thus, one can say Sefer Pekudim, Sefer Bamidbar, is really a sefer which relates to the power of the individual. The sefer begins with the counting of Bnei Israel. The counting was not done for the sake of merely knowing the numbers. Those people were counted because they were going to be assigned specific roles in Klal Yisrael. The Levium were also counted. They were counted because they were given responsibilities in regards to the Mishkan. So on and so forth. As we move through Sefer Bamidbar, we are introduced to groups of people, and even individuals, who are assigned to posts in order to fulfill a mission in this world. We see some of these individuals who are successful in utilizing their God-given talents and gifts, and others fail miserably. For example, in this week's parsha, we are introduced to Korach. Chazal tells us that Korach was one of the wealthiest men in Klal Yisrael. Hashem gave him power and influence. He even had lineage. He was from Sheva Levi. Yet, despite his assignments, Korach wanted more. He wanted Aaron and or Moshe's position. He didn't value what Hashem gave him. He didn't appreciate his assignment, and ultimately, that led to his downfall. In 2 weeks, we'll read about a few more individuals. We will read about Bilam and Balak. Balak was a king. He was royalty and had everything going for him. He was a king of a nation that Hashem instructed Bnei Israel to leave alone and not distress. Yet, he didn't appreciate the gifts from God and went on to hire Bilam to curse Bnei Israel. Bilam, in a similar fashion, missed all the messages from God and negated his incredible potential in this world. What better position to be in than to be able to hear the messages from God and hear what he expects of you? Yet, Bilam threw that all away for kavod and greed. Finally, we can simply go back to last week's parsha and look at the Meraglim, Kulam Anashim, the Torah tells us. Each one of them was a prominent and upstanding individual, yet they got lost in their own kavod and missed the only point to why they were appointed. These individuals were unlike Yoshua and Kalev. Kalev took his message to heart and became a prominent leader and spokesman for the people. Yoshua, too, was able to channel his inner power. He was able to reflect the light of Moshe Rabbeinu and become the next leader. How? By embracing the Yud of Sari Menu, who went from being a barren woman to the great matriarch of Klal Yisrael. Thus, to summarize, the message of Sefer Bamidbar is the power of the individual. And to you, our dear graduates, the same message holds true for you. This week, you sat at a ceremony where you were lauded and praised by members of our staff and administration. Each one of you was singled out and told what makes you special. Quality like sensitivity for others, nurturing, optimism, leadership were highlighted throughout the event. With that understanding, we can declare this moment as the beginning of your Sefer HaPekudim. You are being assigned a role in Klal Yisrael. This is where your talents and abilities begin to shine through, and it is at this time that you're asked to step up to the plate and fulfill your mission. For us as a yeshiva, as we celebrate, it is also a moment to pause and remember a dear individual who allowed his God-given talents to shine through. Rabbi David Kamenetsky, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, loved the children of Klal Yisrael like no one else. He dedicated himself to them like no one else. When he walked into the Beis Medrash every morning, he understood what his tafkid was and then made the most of his opportunity. He understood the power of the individual, and we were all touched by his power. Therefore, as you, our dear graduates, take the next step in the staircase of life, I would like to give you a bracha. Many years ago, when I studied in Yeshiva Lakotel, one of my Rebbeim, Harav Litman Podolsky, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, used to end his Thursday night shir with the same expression every single week. He would say to us, may you be zocha to live life as it should be lived. My dear graduates, may you be zocha to live life as it should be lived. May you be zocha to fulfill your tafkid, your purpose in this world, and may you be zocha to write many chapters in your own Sefer HaPekudim, ad 120 shana. Mazel tov. It is now my privilege to call upon Ms. Devorah Banyan. Ms. Banyan is our Director of Middle School Special Services. She has someone who has tirelessly worked on behalf of our students every single day, making sure that everyone is taken care of. It is my pleasure to call upon Ms. Banyan.
Welcome all, graduates, parents, grandparents, family members, morot, teachers, rebbeim, our dear faculty and administration. They say it takes a village. There's a well-known inspirational story about a man who is instructed in his sleep by the voice of God to push against a rock, or rather a boulder, outside his home. Day after day the man pushes the giant boulder, but with no success. After weeks of pushing, the man finally confronts God and says, "The task you gave me was impossible. This boulder does not move." In the story, God replies, "I asked you to push the rock, not move it. You have listened to me, and look at how strong you have become from following my instructions every day. Even though you didn't see the movement of the rock, you have grown from the experience." Well, if this class would have been asked to push the boulder, believe me, they would have pushed. But they would have also gathered themselves together, assigned different committees with a focus in each one, put together a fundraiser to raise money for a bulldozer, started a campaign to bring awareness for the cause. There would definitely be matching t-shirts and sweatbands, and throughout the entire experience, they would be singing a themed chorus about their purpose. All joking aside, when I think of this class, I think of three strong characteristics: initiative, seeing the opportunity to start something new and doing it; perseverance, managing the completion of that initiative and pushing through; and a positive attitude, the theme that empowers your initiative and perseverance. I watched this class. I watched you enter middle school and grow into the young women you are today. I've watched you run around the halls, working on different projects, joining together to create and orchestrate your plans. I've watched you defeat all odds with your perseverance, the incredible efforts in your learning and your growth, even when it wasn't easy, especially when it wasn't easy. Throughout it all, I've watched your smiles and your kind, cheerful, welcoming approach and your genuine positivity. If I would have to sum it up in one word, it would be leadership. This is a class of leaders, each girl in her own way, in her own direction, for her passion or ideal, in her own resolve. Some of you are leaders in interpersonal relationships, some in academic excellence, some in community vision. All of you have even more leadership beneath the surface we see today, potential waiting to unfurl and grow. In this week's Parsha Shlach, we focus on the story of the Meraglim. They were 12 leaders chosen to enter the land as spies, to survey the land, and to gather information on the best approach to conquer the land. When they returned, in their attempt to convince Bnei Yisrael that they would be unable to take control of the land they admitted, we saw the Nephilim there, and we were in our eyes as grasshoppers, and so we were in their eyes. They did not take a poll of the Canaanim and see and determine, therefore, that they were seen as grasshoppers. Rather, they saw a weakness in themselves, and they drew that conclusion based on their own insecurities. They forgot who they were. When they looked into themselves, they were supposed to see leaders, not grasshoppers. And that led to their demise and to a devastating result for the nation. How were Kalev and Yehoshua able to remain steadfast in their belief of themselves and their purpose in the land? Before he left, according to Rashi, Moshe, Yehoshua's Rebbe, added a yud to his name as a tefillah for a shmirah. When in Canaan, Kalev spent time davening at the graves of his forefathers. Both of these men identified their leaders and stayed connected to them and the values they imparted upon them. Part of being a good leader and a Torah leader is identifying your own leaders and role models, the people who epitomize your true values and Torah values. The basis of our Masorah is that each of us are a link of intrinsic value connected to our leaders and their leaders before them, which connects us to the parsha of this week. Korach was so set in his vision of how the leadership should be, what it should mean for him and others. He believed that he could and he should be a great leader. But he lost sight of the clear Masorah established at Matan Torah. When I welcomed you and your parents, teachers, administrators, I said it takes a village. And it does. You are stepping into a new, exciting stage in your life. And if we would have to take stock of the influential people in your life to get you to where you are today, our list would be long and varied. Your parents raised you into the impressive young women you are today and devotedly showed you a Torah life by example. Your teachers and administrators dedicated themselves to your growth and your knowledge with the goal of empowering you to build your future. You have great leaders and role models all over you, all around you. Rabbi Kamenetsky, Zecher Tzadik Lebracha, epitomized this concept of understanding both the opportunity for leadership within us in so many ways and staying connected and within the chain, the Masorah, the Torah leadership and mission. As you step out of these teal walls and into your next stage of life, this is my message to you. You are a part of a unit that embodies leadership in its drive to take initiative, unbelievable perseverance, and incredible attitude. Each of you epitomize these characteristics in your own way. Never forget the leader inside of you, the potential in you to make a difference and to give as a Jewish woman in this world. Stay connected to the role models in your life who live wholesome Torah values, your parents, your teachers, your administrators. We are so proud of the graduates you are today and of the even greater leaders you will be tomorrow. May you continue to be a source of joy and nachas to your family, the RYNJ community, your community, and Klal Yisrael. Mazel tov.
In a few seconds, I'm going to call up our graduates to the stage. I ask as we start the cantata that no one should applaud after each individual speaker, because your applause will drown out the next students. We want everyone to be heard. Please be considerate. It is now my pleasure to introduce the class of 2018 Tafshin Ayin Ches.
Thank you everyone for joining us as we come together to celebrate our graduation from the Rosenbaum Yeshiva of North Jersey.
We never thought this day would come, many of our parents thought so too.
Our teachers probably thought this day couldn't come soon enough.
Here we are!
As we stand before you together for the last time, it is appropriate to reflect on how Afta, unity, impacts our the feelings of wholeness and completeness.
The ability to be happy and content is one of the greatest blessings we have been given from God.
Joy that comes from being productive brings people together and can lead to a feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment. RYMA has taught us the importance of this lesson.
From our beginnings here at RYMA, our accomplishments have been most sweet when they were celebrated together. In kindergarten, we had a whole dinner parade party receiving our very own dessert and eating cakes at each class got room.
Likewise, in first grade, we were all so thrilled to get a promotion.
And then, even more excited, the next day, when we came back to school and learned from our Hamas for the very first time.
Fifth grade marked the first time we were able to put on a real play, one per class, channeling our inner drama teams for the sake of the classic Shakespeare.
By 7th grade, we were all seasoned actresses as we put on a grade-wide production of
The Wizard of Oz.
Even though it was hard to memorize our lines and schmuzz it up, we did really well and had a great time performing.
Everyone put her best foot forward when it came to presenting the play at an assisted care facility.
We made it exciting and entertaining because we wanted the older people there to enjoy watching our show. Somewhere in our education, we must have learned that when we work together, not only do we feel fulfilled, we make others feel good too.
Color War is always an exciting time of year, but this year it was especially enjoyable.
Since we were the oldest grade, we really had a chance to include the younger kids and make them feel good and made Color War way more special.
The Yohan's Balloon Carnival art project took plenty of effort and patience, but in the end, it was just nice to see how happy we made the students in the lower grades.
This year, we went to help set up for the Great Holiday. By doing this, we not only helped lots of women come together to celebrate an aspect of Shabbos, the importance of which we have learned in the Chodesh month of this year,
But also reinforced our own great spirit and appreciation of community unity.
helping people made us feel satisfied emotionally and spiritually.
We organized run drive to benefit Yad Leah, in which we collected, packed, and delivered
clothing and costumes, accessories, and beach towels for Gamach shopping centers in Israel.
We help provide the that Morris Zucker and Mrs. Wexler always wished for us to those in need in communities around Israel. To be honest, not all of our communal efforts were always successful. We tried putting together a flash mob, but it didn't really work out.
Regardless, we enjoyed our time dancing and laughing in front of confused students in the lunchroom. That event will forever be embedded in our minds as the funnest flunked flash mob of all time.
some things that brought us together were not even educational nor proofs.
Throughout the years, we drove our teachers crazy, obsessed about silly bands, slime, Neo, putty, slime, duct tape, fidget spinners. Also, by the time a student hits 8th grade, she is expected to have mastered the skill of jamming classroom food sneaking.
This year, some of us have even taken it to a whole new level. Back of the room in desk cooking level. And to think that teachers worried about us.
Rice Krispie treats and chocolate-covered pretzels were the more rewarding distraction.
Though this may not have been very healthy, it made every moment we spent together a little sweeter and literally fulfilling. Ha ha!
But on a real co-curricular note, our Vacamus mini vacation and much delayed trip to Ring Homestead gave us opportunities to channel that creative and untamed energy. To bond over physical team building activities and challenges, and to remind ourselves that together we can accomplish so much more than alone.
In this week's Sidra, Korah, we see the opposite of optimism.
Korah at this game confronts Moshe Rabbeinu. Kol ha'am kulam kidoshim b'tocham Hashem. All of Bnei Israel experienced Mount Har Sinai and heard God's voice.
At first glance, one would think that Korah was hoping for Bnei Israel to be a socialist society in which no leaders are needed because everyone is equally holy and equally empowered.
Korah, in fact, does accuse Moshe and Aaron of taking leadership upon themselves.
However, instead of sincerely representing Bnei Israel as a nation that needs no leaders, Korah was merely trying to set itself up as a new boss.
Someone forgot to tell Korah that
There's no I in team.
Korah's big off felt as a total unfulfillment. Hashem commands Moshe to tell Bnei Israel to stay away from Korah and his gang, to not join with them.
And indeed, when the fire comes down and the earth opens up, those who stayed away from Korah survive.
Korah's weaver's attitude cast him as the ultimate example of unfulfilled and purposeless confrontation.
In our Navi lessons, we have also seen how self-satisfaction can lead to unfulfillment, which can lead to divisiveness.
Shlomo HaMelech, the king, born into a peaceful empire, found it all. Unlike his fighting father, he was designated to build the Beit HaMikdash and live in a time of peace and prosperity.
But Shlomo followed his own agenda and collected more and more horses, acquired more and more wealth, and married more and more wives.
Within one generation, the Malchut was thrown from Shlomo HaMelech, and the Jewish people were split into two nations.
In Sefer Devarim, time and again, Bnei Israel are reminded of their history, the challenges they overcame with God's help and the power of their unity.
They are reminded of their national brit with Hashem that began in Mount Har Sinai, the Ish Echad Ve'elei Echad.
This culminates now as the great Arba Moab, as one nation around their departing leader Moshe Rabbeinu, who be teaching them the Torah.
Unlike Korah's machinations misrepresenting the purpose of hearing God's voice, Bnei Israel are reminded, encouraged, and warned that like Torah and Mitzvah will bring them a fulfilling existence together as a nation in the land of Israel.
Bnei Israel are to understand that when they are united together in purpose, their strengths and capabilities are greater than their actual numbers.
In RYNJ,
Now we have the opportunity to look back at this past year and all our past year here and notice the effort and detail RYNJ has contributed to our foundation.
and now, knowing this, how much will come to benefit us as we continue to bloom in the years to come.
Though we may be separated in high school, we can maintain our friendships, and ultimately, as we learn in Parshat Teshuvah,
be reunited again for Kibbutz Galarim and Shivat Zion, Be'ezra Hashem, and here Amen.
So that we will separate and leave, we will always be ours and girls that will take everything we have learned and accomplished with us forever.
We would like to express our hard hatov to our
for all that they have invested in us, and we hope this amazing, unified, and satisfied graduating class of 5778 will be a continued source of knowledge to all.
Thank you.
we move on to the final segment, which will be the diplomas, there are a number of people I would like to thank for helping put this wonderful event together. First of all, I want to thank Ms. Banyan for her wonderful words and inspiring address to the graduates. She's going to be sorely missed next year. I would like to thank Maura Zucker for leading the graduation and writing the cantata for the graduation. I would like to also thank Maura Leo Silver for her help with the cantata. I want to thank Mrs. Wexler, Rabbi Bernstein, Maura Zucker, Ms. Banyan, Mr. Dan Sanacor, Debbie Rosenberg, S.T. Brick for everything they did to make this moment so special. Thank you to Rabbi Clair, Rabbi Hofbaum for orchestrating all the tech and making sure the student recordings were in place. I want to thank Rivka Zauderer for all her constant support behind the scenes. Thank you to Eddie, Chris, Omar, and Day for making us look so good. Thank you to Chris and Mrs. May for preparing the entryway to the building as we walked in for graduation. Thank you, Joyce Sklar and her team for setting up the lunchroom for the collation. Thank you to Leona Dreyfus and others who worked on the slideshow for the girls' graduation. And finally, thank you, Mr. David Nolan, for the music. I've had the privilege over the past 8 years to work with 3 outstanding presidents. One thing people don't realize when someone becomes president of a yeshiva is they truly sacrifice every aspect of their life for the yeshiva. The amount of time that each one of them, Yedi Rosenbaum, Ozzy Mandel, and now Glenn Pfeiffer, have put into this yeshiva truly cannot be measured. I don't know what the people at GE Capital think Glenn does, but I can tell you he works for RY&J. It is truly my pleasure to welcome Glenn Pfeiffer.
Good afternoon. My name is Glenn Pfeiffer, as Rabbi Price said. And as president of the Rosenbaum Yeshiva of North Jersey, I have the great privilege of conducting this portion of our 73rd annual graduation ceremony. Ten years ago, the year was 2008, a lot of very interesting things were happening in the world. Tesla introduced their first sports car, the Roadster, and the Wii Fit gave adults and kids a renewed sense of fitness. Sarah Palin famously commented on our view of Russia, and Barack Obama became the first African-American president of the United States. The financial crisis shocked the world with the fall of Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers, Merrill Lynch, and AIG, but RY&J halted raising tuition, and we got to meet Joe the plumber. Remember him? The Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The Phillies won the World Series. The Celtics beat the Lakers in the NBA championships. Some. And Detroit won the Stanley Cup. Nobody? Nobody cares. And perhaps most importantly, the class of 2018 entered pre-K at RY&J. It has been an incredible ride since then. Sitter plays, snow days in March this year, tests, construction, Hanukkah performances, dress codes, homework, new gyms, fire drills, Rosh Chodesh breakfasts, Chromebooks, achievement tests, state fairs, term papers, Wizard of Oz, trips, Torah Bowl and basketball championships, high school decisions, yearbook, and now graduation. To our graduates, the 63 young ladies in the RYJ class of 2018, today we celebrate you and all that you have accomplished. I've heard wonderful things, as Ms. Banyan just mentioned, from several parents and the administration about how nice this class is. Girls uniting with tremendous achdus. We hope that you continue to grow and thrive together as a class, no matter where you are going for high school. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I wish you, your parents, grandparents, and extended families a tremendous mazel tov. Let's talk about your parents for a minute. Today would be a good day to hug them and thank them for their love and support, because as much as graduation is your achievement, it is also the achievement of the people who care about you. There has been an extraordinary amount of sacrifice from your parents to bring you to this point, and it is certainly worthy of your gratitude. Graduates, please stand up to give your parents a special round of applause. While you are used to standing up and applauding, how about standing up again? Thank you. And giving a round of applause to the amazing staff, faculty, and administration at our yeshiva. They give their heart and soul to educating you, and they do an outstanding job. Personally, as many of you likely already know, you girls can sit down, thank you. Personally, as many of you likely already know, I am graduating with you all. Tomorrow night, our board will be electing a new president, effective July 1st. It has been a great privilege serving you and working with so many of you to help the yeshiva grow, accomplish, and constantly improve over the past 3 years. I bring this up because I wanted to personally give a special thank you and ask you all to stand up and give a special round of applause for our head of school, Rabbi Daniel Price, for everything he does for our entire yeshiva family. I know he lives and breathes our yeshiva day in and day out and is passionate to provide a first-class education to all of our students. Thank you, Rabbi Price. Now back to our graduates and their families. I would like to wish an extra special mazel tov to the 21 graduating families here, families who are celebrating the graduation of their last child at RYJ. The Berger, Garb, Glicksman, Globus-Roth, Goldstein, Grunstein, Hine, Israel, Krinitz, Mendelis, Nyman, Pinzauer, Press, Reich, Schachter, Schmelz, Schmidt, Siegel, Smolenoff, Jaeger, and Zagelbaum families. Some of you have been part of RYJ for just a few years, and others have been with us for over 20. We have been blessed to share in your nachas, as together we have watched your children grow into the incredible young people who are before us today. Please know that you will forever be part of the RYJ family. Mazel tov. It is now my privilege to award each of our graduates their hard-earned diplomas. I have been practicing the names for quite some time now, so if I mispronounce anything, please feel free to correct me, hopefully not quite this publicly. Aliza Adler. Noah Berger.
I would like to thank our YJ for letting me spend 10 out of 14 years of my life here and allowing me to grow into a good person.
Talia Buchwald.
I've been waiting for this day to come, but now that it's here, I'm feeling sad and not ready to move on. I'm really going to miss our YJ and all the great friends that I've made here throughout 10 years.
Adina Rachel Coates.
150 points to Adina Rachel for graduating.
Allie Cohen.
As I leave our YJ, I reflect upon all those who have made these years so special. My family, teachers, and wonderful friends. I started as a Jaguar and ending as a Cougar in Nebraska.
Emma Cohen.
My teachers and friends whom I have had through my 9 years in RYJ have really shaped me into who I am today.
Sipora Cohen.
I have made so many precious memories while sitting in the classroom and walking through the halls.
Leora Dreyfus.
I knew I could do it before Maddie.
Shoshana Alicious.
In RYJ, I took every life service until very seriously. Thank you, RYJ, for allowing me to spread my joy.
Dina Erdfar.
If there is one lesson RYJ has taught me, it is that true knowledge can not only be found in books, but in experiences as well.
Adina Feldman.
I doubt I'll get another elevator pass in high school, but thanks RYJ for the great rides.
Tali Finkelstein.
Hey guys, we finally made it. Woohoo!
Rudy Frola.
1,800. Those are the amount of days I've spent in RYJ. It's hard to believe that those days will end soon, but looking back, those days were amazing.
Ziggy Garb.
Thank you for 9 years of my life. I spent more time here than in my own home. But wait, this was my home. Peace out, RYJ.
Karen Glicksman.
Leaving RYJ is a bittersweet feeling. I am excited to move on to high school, but I will miss the many friends and unforgettable memories I have made in my 9 years here.
Sarala Globus.
I'm going to miss all of the relationships that I made throughout RYJ. School won't be the same without them.
Leah Goldfisher.
I look back at my 9 complete years at RYJ, and I thank all my friends and teachers for making me the student I am today.
Ayelet Goldstein.
I feel like I've lived 2 identities throughout elementary and middle school by the amount of times that I've been called Leora.
Leora Goldstein.
As I remember, all the memories of RYJ are reflected in the 3 most common things I've answered. Yes, I'm Leora. Yes, your best friend. No, you don't have to.
Emily Grunstein.
As one adventure ends, another one begins.
Ora Goodfry.
Over the past 2 years, I've been privileged to get to know such amazing friends and teachers. I'll miss them so much.
Abigail Hager.
After being in RYJ for 11 years, I've made many memories and I'll miss all my friends.
Goldie Hine.
Don't listen too much.
Gabriella Herman.
In my 10 years of online today, I've made so many friends that have always been there for me. It's hard to say goodbye, but I'm excited to meet many new friends in high school.
Naomi Hanigman.
I was privileged to be part of an incredible team both in the classroom and on the court. I will miss you all. Thank you, my RYJ family.
Daphna Hook.
Finally, no one missed me up with Java.
Alana Israel.
Thank you, RJ, for making me the person I am today, and looking forward to being the surgeon of tomorrow.
Meira Kirshner.
I smiled my way through RYJ.
Leah Kasav.
In my many years of RYJ, I have made so many memories. Hopefully, I will be able to remember those great memories forever.
Ariel Krinis.
Thank you, RYJ, for giving me an amazing 10 years.
Esti Lebovic.
During my 6 years at RYJ, I made so many amazing memories that I will never forget.
Yehudit Lechtenstein.
I am going to miss all my friends that I have made in RYJ and all the memories we made.
Hannah Litwin.
Okay, RYJ, now that I'm getting my diploma, go back, please.
Rivka Lynn.
Thank you, RYJ, for teaching me skills I will use for the rest of my life and all the wonderful friendships that I have made here.
Ariel Mandel.
I know the doors of RYJ will always be open and I will always be welcome back.
Abigail Mendelis.
We are all graduating and separating from one another, but I still have to go home with Ayala.
Ayala Mendelis.
We are all graduating and separating from one another, but I still have to go home with Abigail.
Tippy Mermelstein.
I would like to say thank you to RYJ for welcoming me warmly when I came in 4th grade and giving me more friends than I could ever know.
Kayla Murad.
Thank you, RYJ, for being my second home. I'm going to miss this place.
Dina Nyman.
Thank you, RYJ, for graciously accepting me into your family in 4th grade and for teaching me valuable life lessons I will continue to remember throughout the rest of my life.
Bella Neese.
I'm so excited to go to high school, but I'm going to miss everyone when I met here in RYJ.
Someone has to help me with this one. Shira Pfeiffer.
I have achieved accomplishments I could not have achieved at RYJ. I will miss my friends and teachers that have taught me so much. The 10 years I have spent here are sadly coming to an end as I continue my academic career in high school.
Feipo Pinzauer.
Behind me, all my memories. Before me, all my dreams. Around me, the people that love me. Within me, all I need.
Yael Press.
I'm so happy that I got to make so many great friends and memories in my 10 years here, and I miss them all so much.
Ariella Reich.
I'm so grateful to all the great friends that I made, and I will miss everyone so much. But I'm excited to go to high school, and I wish everyone good luck.
Yafa Rochwager.
Thank you to my friends for an amazing experience at our YMCA.
Kayla Schachter.
Thank you, RYJ, for all the amazing friendships and memories I've made during the past 11 years. I will miss you all so much.
Aliza Schiff.
I made so many amazing friendships and memories in RYJ, and I thank you for making every day with one and giving me 10 years I will take with me for the rest of my life.
Avital Schmelz.
When one elevator door closes, another one will close.
Hannah Schmidt.
Is this thing on? Hey friends and family, I did it. I did smiling and a little too energetically. See ya.
Esty Sheffy.
The friends that I made here in my 10 years in RYJ are friends I will cherish forever.
Rebecca Siegel.
Parents, teachers, and friends, thank you for shaping my life.
Chanabracha Smolenov.
It's been 5 years and I've made so many memories.
Nechama Stanislavski.
Out of all my years of being here in RYJ from K to 8th grade, I will never forget my teachers or friends and keep them in my heart.
Shayna Summers.
I think this is the first time in my 10 years in RYJ that I cannot think of anything to say, so bye.
Rachel Teigman.
Thank you, RYJ. There is nothing more to say.
Leora Tiger.
Thank you, RYJ, for everything that you have done for me. I will miss all of my amazing friends, but I am excited to go to high school.
Kyla Wolfman.
Thank you, RYJ, for an amazing 10 years. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I will miss all the friendships I've made.
Molly White.
When all is said and done, the hour well spent was definitely worth it.
Aliza Yeager.
It's been 11 years and I can't believe this day has come. I'm going to miss everyone, but the memories will last.
Ricky Zagelbaum.
As a wise teacher once said, ye shall end Nicola. This is not the end, it is only the beginning.
Adina Zatz.
All of the friendships and memories that I made here at RYJ will stay with me forever.
Yael Zuckerbrand.
The staff of people behind so many precious memories in RYJ.
Okay, we are ready for the recessional. Please stay by your seats as we line the graduates out. Mazel tov, everyone. Mincha downstairs in 5 minutes. Mincha downstairs, 3:46. Mincha downstairs, please, everyone invited downstairs to the lunchroom for the collation. Mazel tov.